news headlines. Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Works applauds judicious use of ecological funds in Akwa Ibom. Women Affairs Commissioner restates government determination to eliminate gender discrimination. And Chinese trade delegation explores investment opportunities in Akwa Ibom. Details of these and other stories in just a moment. Top of the morning, and thanks for joining us on the news. I am Samuel Udofia. The Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Works has applauded the state government for making judicious use of intervention funds related to the state. Chairman of the committee, Senator Barnabas Gumade, made the commendation after inspecting gully erosion sites in Uyo Senatorial District. The report is presented in our studios.
Commended Governor Udum Emmanuel for the palliative measures he has put in place to stop further damage by the gully erosion at Enenetai. He said he will impress on the federal government to step up the ecological funds released to the state, noting that the committee was impressed at the development strides in the state. According to Senator Gemade, their visit to Akwa Ibom was as a result of a motion moved on the floor of the Senate by a member of the committee, Senator Basi Albert Akpan.
That this menace is something that needs to be tackled very urgently. An ecological fund was created for this purpose, and so far I believe that it's attempting to do its work, and we will ensure that they intervene in some of these major projects here in Akwa Ibom State, as they're doing also in other places in the country.
Commissioner for Environment and Mineral Resources, Dr. Nyebon Osiem, and his counterpart in the Ministry of Works, Mr. Ephraimian, who took the committee members around the site, said the gullies pose a great danger to the people. Dr. Osiem explained that the gully behind the St. Luke's Hospital has eaten up to the prison's facilities on Wellington Bassey Way and some parts of Government House, and called for federal government support to enable the state government to effect remedial measures.
Now creating this, that's why it needs to be expanded to be able to cover it and down so that it can take
This drain here, this gully you're seeing here, continues all the way down. We'll take you to the next point. That's on Dominic. That's this same. Yes, it continues all the way down, passes behind Government House by the prisons. Yes, that His Excellency talked about yesterday. We're trying to
village
renovate. To relocate the prison because the walls.
The Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Works had inspected erosion sites behind the St. Luke's Hospital, Anwa, erosion control and ravine reclamation project site at Dominic Utuk Avenue, Uyo. It also inspected gully erosion and ravine at Uyo Village Roads, as well as the gully erosion site at Enenetai Itam along Kalabaitu Road.
The acting Chief Judge, Justice Stephen Okon, has continued his tour of federal prisons in Akwa Ibom State with a visit to the Ikorekwene prisons. Justice Okon said the tour is to enable him have first-hand knowledge of matters that need urgent intervention. Livingstone Daniel reports that Justice Stephen Okon ordered the release of 5 inmates awaiting trial and granted bail to 2 others. The report is here presented.
The state acting chief judge reviewed the comprehensive records of the inmates as submitted by the prison's officials. He conferred with members of the Directorate of Public Prosecution, DPP, and officers in charge of the Legal Department of Nigerian Police, Akwa Ibom State Command, then ordered the immediate release of Daniel Solomon on health grounds, having spent 4 years in prison for alleged stealing. Ezekiel Akpan-Udosora was also released on health grounds, having been diagnosed with cardiovascular disease and high blood pressure. He was said to have spent 4 years and 3 months in prison awaiting trial, having been accused of rape. The acting Chief Judge, Justice Stephen Okon, also released Okon Akpan and Yebietodo Paul and Dr. Michael Udod for lack of case file, having spent between 2 to 4 years in prison for an alleged kidnapping, assault and arson cases. He granted bail to Ezekiel Udoinang and Rufus Okon and ordered them to always appear in court each time their cases came up. He also advised those released to be of good behavior so as not to return to prison in future. Justice Stephen Okon also treated about 40 other cases and made various recommendations.
That sometimes the wrong people are left in prison. That's why the Chief Justice of the Union Department of Prison I used to see cases in order to find out what some people to win in prison who are not supposed to get. The legislature was going to review cases. We will look to the innovation and technical who wanted to see Chief Justice look for collaborators.
Earlier in a welcome address, the Deputy Controller of Prisons in charge of Ikot-Ekpene, Mr. Collins Mbaucha, raised the challenge of congestion, pointing out that the prison built to accommodate 400 inmates now holds more than 500 inmates. Mr. Ocha said the prison will continue to perform its mandate, which includes training, reforming, and reintegration of inmates into the society.
Cardinal objectives of the Nigerian prison service, which includes, among other things, safe custody of inmates, production of inmates to court as and when due, treatment of inmates according to type, training, reformation, rehabilitation, and reintegration.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Glory Eyet, has stated that Governor Udom Gabriel Emmanuel is poised to ensuring that gender discrimination is eliminated in Akwa Ibom by promoting full participation of women, men and youths as agents of development in the state. The Commissioner stated this when the leadership of the Center for Gender Studies, University of Uyo, paid her a visit. Dr. Glory Eyet said the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare will continue to serve as a vehicle for speedy and healthy development of women by promoting programs that would engender wealth and equal opportunity for the women folk. She thanked the Governor's wife, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, for initiating the Family Empowerment and Reorientation Program, adding that the program has been able to mainstream women participation in governance through women empowerment initiatives, child protection, as well as family uplift. She assured them of the Ministry's determination to partner at the Center in achieving their goals and objectives.
I know gender policy is a very good thing. I'm saying this as a former member of the committee. I know the importance of it, and I am so proud of the university because in most universities, they don't have this. One thing is for you to think of or keep on planning for something. Every time you keep on planning without implementation. For the university to come up with this gender policy is a very good thing. And I know other universities will learn from this.
Speaking, the Chairman, Advisory Board for Gender Studies in the University of Uyo, Professor Ekaite Etuk, said the center is set up to research, explore and access gender issues and values with the aim of achieving measurable targets.
Has complied and set the pace by being one of the first to develop a homegrown gender policy. The process of the domestication was concluded in 2013. Therefore, we wish to formally submit a copy of the University of Uyo gender policy documents to our dear Governor through your ministry, and also a copy to review.
The incoming Vice-Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Anefiok Essien, commended the innovation of the Commissioner for Women Affairs. Commended the innovation the Commissioner for Women Affairs has brought to bear on her job.
Because the time is completely good. You can only build on it. And we only hope that the God's inside, you can only make it.
High point of the event was presentation of copies of the publications of the Center to the Commissioner for onward transmission to the Governor and his wife. The University of Uyo alumni Friday held a dinner to bring together men and women of repute who passed through the university since inception. The dinner held at the main campus of the university and featured the conferment of awards as well as induction of members into the association's Hall of Fame, Order of Achievers, Order of Patriots, and Order of Excellence. Ayana Paul tells us more.
A parade by students of the Department of Theatre Arts in the University of Uyo, showcasing African costumes and attires, kickstarted the dinner, after which guests were treated to eye-catching cultural displays. After the wining and dining, the Commissioner for Economic Development, Dr. Emmanuel Onwidweke, who presided over the dinner, echoed President Muhammadu Buhari that the nation's major challenge is corruption. In addition to recommending that Nigerians should be made to explain the sources of their wealth, Dr. Onwidweke said Nigerians should not celebrate corrupt public office holders or honor them with chieftaincy titles.
So anybody that has already come to wealth and is very wealthy and cannot go into a party or a way to visit something or has invented anything is a suspect of corruption.
The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Kamford Ekpo, called on the Alumni Association to make the dinner an annual event and described it as yet another opportunity to meet minds and to come up with ideas for the development of the institution.
The University of Uyo alumni come together and be very strong.
A media consultant, Mr. Akpandem James, who delivered the alumni lecture, argued that the level of growth and development in any society depends on the members of such a society. Mr. James, who spoke on the topic enhancing employability of Nigerian university graduates in a competitive global economy, called on the laying of a solid foundation for the future through quality education. The president of UNIU alumni, Professor Gabriel Umon, said the need to foster unity among members informed the hosting of the dinner. The UNIU Alumni Scholars Education Advancement Grant Award was presented to the pioneer president, Ide Uwodium, and he was inducted to the Alumni Hall of Fame, together with Mr. Nseube and Barrister Usenebo Akpabio. Professor Anthony Eneji, Idore Yenenang were inducted into the Order of Achievers, while Dr. Christopher Enang, Professor Ndem Ndiyo, and Clement Akpanabong were inducted into the Order of Patriots. Also, Barrister Nofiok Luke and Dr. Gloria Edid were honored and inducted into the Order of Excellence. Some of the awardees and members of the Alumni Association registered positive impressions about the dinner.
And for me, this is a very key and very important to me because I see that people are still in the competition and making the motion great.
I want to thank you for giving me space for this award. And I want to say I appreciate it because I am proud of the University of Oyo.
We believe that with the caliber of people we've seen, former presidents coming in here, the number of people that are coming here, it's a good thing that we have organized this event and it's very successful.
Yagin Opo reporting.
When we come back from the break, Chinese trade delegation led by the Director of Small and Medium Administration of Qingshu visits Akwa Ibom. After the break, stay with us. Still watching AM News, and I'm Samuel Udofia. The Chinese trade delegation, led by Director of Small and Medium Administration of Qingshu, Mr. Wang Weicheng, has visited Akwa Ibom to explore areas of cooperation and investment. In the delegation were the Deputy Director of Commerce and Administration of Qingshu, Mr. Lu Yumin, the Manager Shandong Julong Mineral and Sand Equipment Company, Xiang Yangquang, and the Chairman, Board of Shandong Qingshu, Dajingma Motors, Xu Feng. Chris Ikoto completes the story.
Other members of the delegation are Zhu Xinsheng and the Chairman, Board of Shandong Qingshu Changi Water Treatment Company, Qiu Qiang. The leader of the team, Mr. Wang Weishu, told the Akwa Ibom State Government, represented by the Chairman and Management Staff of Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation, that the Chinese are interested in collaborating with the government and private sector with a view to investing in the state. Speaking through an interpreter, Mr. Shu mentioned areas of possible cooperation and investment to include dredging, sand mining, water treatment and packaging, electronics and mechanical equipment, as well as power plant manufacturing. He said that the team was impressed with the economic potentials and human capital in the state.
Processing machine, agricultural machine, water treating machine, cars and trucks machine, cigarette making machine, construction machine, and clothes making machine, all the things.
Responding on behalf of the state government, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation, Dr. Elijah Akpan, welcomed the Chinese delegation to the state and indicated the preparedness of the government to create enabling environment for every genuine investor to invest. Dr. Akpan told the delegation that opportunities abound in the state, especially in the areas of oil and gas, agro-allied industries, tourism, oil palm production and processing, aluminium, marine and agriculture. He said that in line with the Dakada initiative, government is committed to industrializing the state and has taken steps to address the problem of inadequate power supply to encourage investors to come in.
And the government is very passionate about working with the private sector to give you land, to partner with you in any form, to help you package your portfolio or your business plans or your proposals. You'll be able to manage your business, run your business without having to spend 3/4 of the money you could have used for profit towards buying fuel.
The College of Permanent Secretaries in Akwa Ibom State has congratulated the new head of civil service, Mrs. Ekerabong Akpan, on her appointment. A statement by the Dean of the College of Permanent Secretaries, Ministry of Science and Technology, Dr. Nestor Udo, said Mrs. Akpan deserves the appointment following her record in the service. The college sees the new head of civil service as an astute administrator and pledges its support to enable Mrs. Akpan succeed in office. The statement also thanks Governor Udom Emmanuel for choosing a seasoned administrator with full knowledge of the civil service to head the service describing the action as a divinely guided action. The State Ministry of Transport has introduced an insurance scheme and passenger manifest for commuters who patronize motor parks in the state. A statement from the ministry, signed by the Information Officer Margaret Moore on behalf of the Commissioner, indicates that the scheme, which is in collaboration with Anchor Insurance Company, will commence Tuesday, 3rd November 2015. The scheme, according to the statement, will cover claims for medical expenses and permanent disabilities, as well as death resulting from accidents. The statement sued for the cooperation and compliance of management of motor parks, drivers and commuters with the scheme. To many, November, the 11th month of the year, is a time for stock taking. As the twilight of 2015 sets in, some are reflecting on their gains and losses, while others are hopeful for a breakthrough at the 11th hour. Ayano Paul, who visited churches in Uyo, said the Christian cleric has declared November a month of restoration, fulfillment, manifestation, and accomplishment.
It was amazing to witness that the early morning showers on Sunday did not deter Christians from flowing to different denominations to worship and thank God for a new month. To appreciate God for His mercies and sustenance in the past months, choirs in the churches visited sang to God's glory. At the Gospel of Peace Transfiguration, the resident minister, Pastor Effiong Michael, admonished Christians to remain focused in faith, noting that what they believed God for will surely come to pass this month. To access God's goodness, Pastor Effiong charged the faithful to give to the needy, lead people to Christ, and keep God's commandments.
There is nothing too difficult for God. I don't know what you have been trusting God for over the 10 months that have gone by, but I believe God, as He has prepared us to possess our possession in this month of November, He will definitely take possession of all that God has delivered for you.
At the Salvation Army Dotnubo, the event coincided with the core League of Mercy service. The president of the league, Mrs. Imaba Sietok, and the treasurer, Princess Emily Udo, spoke on the essence of the League of Mercy service.
The Salvation Army is primarily a philanthropic organization. So we go out to help the less privileged, visit the fatherless, visit widows.
The League of Mercy means to help other people. Every year when we mark the League of Mercy Sunday, we used to go around. Sometimes we go to the hospitals, sometimes charity home.
The minister of the church, Major Basido Umongwo, said no one can achieve anything in life without God, charging believers to do away with doubting their Creator.
Without faith, God will not have. Without faith, you can make God have. Faith is very important. After you are a child of God.
At the Gospel Faith Health Center International, Okanaford, the General Overseer noted that November is a month of results for Christians, adding that whatever they could not achieve from January is coming to them in November. Apostle Ebongekbo also told them that the God of the 11th hour will surprise them as He did to the children of Israel.
All the years that you've been asking God, discover yourself. When will this thing come? You are moving into the month of unusual results.
The service featured prayers and prayers. Iyagino Paul reporting.
You can watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45Uyo or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. And now, to end the news, the top stories. The Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Works has applauded the state government for making judicious use of intervention funds related to the state. Chairman of the committee, Senator Barnabas Gamade, made the commendation after inspecting gully erosion sites in Uyo Senatorial District. A Chinese trade delegation has visited Akwa Ibom to explore areas of cooperation and investment. We also brought you a report that the Ministry of Transport has rolled out an insurance scheme for commuters in the state. That's our package. Thanks for joining us and have a great Monday. Good morning.
Capital in the state.